But you know Spanish, Polish? Look at you. Open journal. Tell him I'm done. Basically, we dispose of bodies for the mob, Polish. And we're going to tell them that we don't want to do it anymore. I know Spanish from Taco Bell commercials growing up. I love Taco Bell. I don't get why people hate it. It is excellent garbage food.
I can't do this anymore.
What?
Do I want subtitles. I love subtitles.
This.
What, mornings?
No.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
All of this.
You mean the deal?
Afraid so.
What do you mean? You need better pay, different hours?
No, nothing like that. I'm just, you know, done with this.
Uh-huh. Okay. You wanna...
Yeah, sure.
Here you go. So, you're done, huh?
Yep.
You do understand what that means, right?
Does it mean anything?
Does it have to mean anything?
It doesn't work like that. You know that.
Yeah, I must be getting forgetful in my old age.
Uh-huh. Nothing I can do to change your mind.
You're welcome to try.
Yeah, you are welcome to try.
Well, let's go get some coffee. Talk things over. Come on.
Together in farts. This guy's trying to convince me not to have to not to get killed by him.
Smells delicious as always.
The song of my people.
Sadie was the real cook.
Hey, don't sell yourself short. Not much that's better than your home-cooked eggs.
Hope you don't mind. I left out the bell peppers this time.
Can't stand them.
Sadie always liked peppers, though, so I put up with them.
Not to change the subject, but how long we been doing this for, you think?
15 years, just about.
Summer of '78. Why'd we meet? What was it?
Swedish meatballs.
Bill was sick.
And you couldn't afford a doctor.
We'd have managed.
But you didn't think so at the time.
I couldn't take the chance.
Well, here's what I remember. I had a problem that night, and Jimmy was trying to help me solve that problem when who should come in through that door but you?
Jimmy was always bragging about connections back home. I thought he could help.
Jimmy knew we could help each other, so he called up Tony.
I'm not a picky eater at all. I love all food.
We all agreed.
I don't discriminate when it comes to food.
Tell you you're no good at making coffee?
Sadie did.
Sadie did. All the time.
Thought you'd have got it better by now.
Well, Sadie made the coffee. I made the bacon.
It's good bacon. You know, when I was a kid, I thought pigs were all pink with curly tails.
Yorkshires are. Mine are red wattle. American breed. Not a lot of them out there, you know.
That's so.
Mm-hmm. Always thought it'd be nice, you know, to raise pigs that was different. I had some Yorkies way back. Must have been, I don't know, before the service.
Long time ago.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
You and me both. So why the Waddles? Funny name.
Like I said, American breed. Nearly went extinct. Thought I'd do my part to keep them alive. And that tastes good.
You aren't wrong. You know, the other day, I was reading the paper.
Look at you, an intellectual.
Maybe. Anyways, I read that pigs were as smart as us. You believe that?
This guy works for the mob. There's no way he has this much time to talk.
You, going somewhere with this?
Nah, just thinking about my food.
What's there to think about?
Nothing, I suppose. Just never thought about it before. Do you think the pigs know
Know what?
that they're food?
Oh, pigs don't think like that.
How do you know?
'Cause I know pigs. Pigs ain't like us. Well, sure, they're smart. They eat, they sleep, but they do not plan. They don't think about the future.
And I suppose you do?
Every man does.
I think I'm just about finished up here. What do you say I accompany you today?
To kill you. To kill you. Adios. Yeah, it was a free game by Epic. It's only like about an hour long. He has the time because he has goons to do all his work. I mean, he is a goon, isn't he?
What, help out with the farm chores? Shovel manure, milk goats, stuff like that?
Sure. Always wanted to know how to milk goats.
As long as you're okay with shoveling manure first. What about your sidekick?
Protege. When I retire, he'll be the man you'll be dealing with. Good guy. Smart. Discreet. Ambitious.
Like you, I guess.
He's too nice to be a mobster.
But, listen. I told you already. I'm quitting.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right. See if he just like shoots me in the back of the head as I'm walking. I don't trust you.
Huh. I've always wondered what was in this shack.
Have you now?
Figured it was just some old shack at first, but every time I asked what was in there, you haven't been forthcoming.
Oh, I have not, no.
Tried to take a look in the window once.
Did you now?
Pull the cord? Yeah.
Ta-da! Beautiful, right?
Pop machines. Here I figured you had a deep, dark secret.
We have a
Feed him to the
deep, dark
pigs.
secret. This here is one of my hobbies.
That's Hannibal. He fed the guy's feet to
Collect them, I guess, but that's
feet
not
and
really
face.
the point.
Is there a point to any hobby?
It depends. What I meant was that it's no fun to just collect them. I fix them up. That's where the real fun is.
Makes sense.
You got any hobbies yourself?
Me?
Well, who else am I talking to?
I mean, who doesn't have hobbies?
oops.
What's yours?
Reading, I guess.
Reading isn't a hobby.
Yeah, of course it's a hobby.
Reading's definitely a hobby.
Everyone reads.
Tab,
I
yeah.
read the paper every day, but reading isn't a part of your personality. It's just a thing people say they do when they don't have any other hobbies.
You really believe that?
Mm-hmm. I knew someone who read every single day. She said she loved the smell of books, the texture of the pages on her fingers. She even bound books. Her hobby wasn't reading, it was books.
You put too much thought into this.
Well, a hobby is something you do because you're passionate about it. If it's something you're not wholly in love with, then you're still trying to figure out what your hobby
He's
is.
telling me I don't have hobbies.
You got a problem with my passion?
No, you said I guess. No one says I guess when they love something.
Is love a requirement for a hobby?
Absolutely. Love's a requirement for many things.
And so you love fixing soda machines?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Why?
It relaxes me.
I don't know. Soda machines. It's an unusual thing for a man to want to fix. And don't people get paid to fix them?
It is unusual, but when the missus and I would get into fights or when things was bad or I was anxious, well, I don't know. Yeah.
It's cathartic.
Sadie's
This
sister,
farmer is,
when she
he's very
passed
worldly.
away,
Yeah.
told me that it was all right to cry, that it wasn't weakness, that it was okay. And I remember sitting there in that empty living room with everyone murmuring and telling me how sorry they were, and I didn't feel like I needed to cry.
Didn't you miss it?
He's
Of
like
course I
the
did.
Anthony Bourdain
Still do.
of farmers.
I don't know. Not everybody needs to cry. I don't need to cry. I don't get in that way, you know? Weakness? No. I don't know what she was talking about, weakness. Crying never felt weak to me. That's just not how I am.
Dude's stretching.
Can't remember the last time I cried. Maybe that.
He's a
movie
general
about
asshole.
boy
The
and
farmer?
dogs.
I don't know if he's an
I
asshole.
always cry over that one.
Stubborn?
Dogs are good.
Ornery?
Innocent. Yeah, when a dog dies, that always moves me to tears. Yeah. But Josie insisted.
Oh, Bourdain?
Then she kept insisting. Then, I don't know. I think she got offended I wouldn't cry, as if she loved Sadie more than me. And she made me feel like I was something wrong. Of course, that wasn't true. There wasn't nothing wrong with me. I just didn't. I wasn't like that. It wasn't what I needed. It wasn't how I needed to grieve.
Yeah, his food show is fantastic.
It's right here. When I got a problem, I fix it. And when I fix it, I fix a little part of me. And I don't know how or why.
He wrote a book about being a chef that was super interesting.
That's why a man's got to have a hobby.
Sorry,
No, it's all right. I figured, I figured if someone's got to know, this is my quiet little hobby. A thing I do to help me work out my worries.
Well,
I read? What are you talking about?
Fix this one up real
What, I don't look like I read? I don't look like I know words?
Not at all. But I'm proud of this one most.
Thank you for taking the time to show me.
There's
Time to Die. Yeah.
There's another reason
I'm
I
reading
wanted
Wheel
to
of Time
share
right
this
now.
to you.
What's that?
On book
If you
13
want
out of 14?
It's yours.
What am I gonna do with a pop machine?
Well, grab yourself a nice, refreshing drink of soda every so often, you big dummy.
I want a soda now.
Wait, I couldn't possibly.
The Wheel of Time? It's a fantasy series. Written in the 90s / early 2000s.
Oh, come on, Memento. Let's keep this train rolling. We can work something out.
You come on back by, pick up the soda machine. Take it home with you. Or don't. If you really got no use for it, I won't be offended.
I'll think it over. What's next?
First book, Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. Actually, this cover's pretty nice looking. There's some janky looking ones. Like, Lord of Chaos. Dude just standing there. Awkwardly. Oop. There we go. Yeah. It's really good, but it's really good, but it's also 14 books. But, and there's definitely some books that are way better than others. Yeah, it was a little too long, but it's worth going through. Just be prepared. They're each like 700, 800, 900 pages, sometimes 1,000 pages long each. All right, let's go. Or you could watch the horrible. Yes, you could watch the horrible adaptation if you wanted. Horseshoes. Yeah, it is a very long series with thousands of characters, lots of subplots, some more interesting than others. Why not?
Why not Horseshoe?
Doesn't it feel stereotypical?
Well, look around you. My nearest neighbor lives, half a mile down the road. It ain't the city. We don't have nightclubs and pool halls to go hang out at.
Pool halls? What is this, 1890? This is 1992, friend. We got shopping
I only
malls
got
for
through
teenagers,
book
restaurants,
3 or
clubs,
book 4 of
whatever.
Dark Tower.
But pool halls? I don't even know if they had those when
I've
I
never
was
been a
kid.
big fan of Stephen King.
Well, time doesn't pass out here as quickly, I suppose. No need for all that stimulation.
Ah, so you play horseshoes.
Mm-hmm. Or read a good book. Develop photos you took for yourself. Go fly fishing.
The Dark Tower
It
movie?
sounds idyllic.
Ugh, terrible.
Quaint, but idyllic. And you just want to give up this home-cooked paradise?
That's lonely, too.
We could get you a nice place in the city.
Never was one for crowds.
Thought you said you were lonely.
I'd be just as lonely in a crowd. Sadie, nobody else could really see me. Understand what I was.
How do you figure? What?
After Saigon, when I got back, all these people were hugging their loved ones or protesting or whatever, and I don't know. I never felt more alone in all my life. I was home. I should have been happy, and I wasn't.
Well, it wasn't a popular war. You lost friends too, right?
Yeah, but when I got home, it was dark, and there was Sadie waiting for me. Porch light like a halo around her head. And I knew I wasn't alone anymore.
So you came back to your high school sweetheart.
I thought he'd have married her by then. I didn't think
I have no idea how to play horseshoes. In case that's not blatantly
You're
obvious.
a handsome guy. I bet all sorts wanted you, especially back then. Women love a man in uniform.
You see that house on the hill?
What, the burned out one? I always wondered what happened there.
Gary Gordon, of the Gordon family. Went to high school with us. But, well, most of us were farm folk. Sadie, her dad, was the county judge, so for us, that's pretty high society.
Take the thing and try to throw it at the stick.
Gordon's owned a lot
That's
of
what I did, but he
land
kept throwing it
all that
vertically
back to
rather
Gary
than
after his
horizontally.
mom died.
It was weird.
In high school, he'd been our quarterback after his pop paid off the school, but he wasn't a bad athlete.
Good-looking guy?
Oh, a real James Dean. And he had eyes for Sadie. The poor farm boy who couldn't play on the team versus the star quarterback. Shit, what kind of contest was that?
Hey, who wouldn't want all this?
Oh,
Man,
the
yeah,
D&D
when I
movie?
came home,
Ugh. God.
there she
Jeremy
was.
Irons was good in it, though.
Where was Gary?
Have you seen the new one? The trailer for the
Guy
new
who
one?
was too rich to serve. Star quarterback had some health exemption. Didn't get drafted.
Uh-huh. So then, where was he?
Running his dad's business. Trying to win her heart.
Yeah, there's a new
Didn't
one.
work.
Yeah.
Well, she invited him to the
A
wedding.
reboot? I don't know.
I didn't want him there.
I don't think it has anything to do with the older ones.
Well, the Gordons own most of the property around here, including the 200 acres surrounding that hill.
Right.
And he built a house.
A house? Wait. That house?
The very same.
Looks like it was a mansion.
It was.
Why'd he build it?
I don't know. To remind her what she'd given up, maybe?
So, what happened to the wealthy Gary Gordon in his mansion?
Well, he built it one year. Must have been 1966 or so, and he went inside and he just disappeared. Then one night, about a year later, there was a storm and boom, no more Gary Gordon.
No more Gary Gordon.
Maybe he was lonely too.
Maybe. Oh, I won. Guess this city slicker's still got it. What's next?
So we're just doing chores while we come to the inevitable conclusion that he's going to kill me. Yeah, there's a new D&D movie coming out. The trailer looks very, not like serious, but not like slapsticky like the older ones were. Yeah. I didn't take my TV with me when I was left to do Autobody, so I'd spend like $25 on used books and go back every couple months. Yeah, the entire all 14 books of Wheel of Time I bought last year at a used bookstore. They're like $2-3 each. I had read them in the 90s, but I had only gotten to book 9 and then I kind of gave up. So this will be my first time completing the series. All I know is there's a meme about Dungeons & Dragons production delayed due to scheduling issues, and someone said that is the ultimate power move to show fans they know the franchise. Really? I don't know. I don't know what that means exactly. The horse.
Don't you own a tractor?
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, pigs I get. Goats too. Some fellas have chickens and cows. That's all well and good, but...
Oh,
what's the
okay.
point
Now I
of a
get it.
Horse?
Horses are God's most beautiful creatures.
What, you just keep a horse around because they're beautiful?
Horses belong on farms.
Uh-huh. You haven't got a saddle for him, so you don't ride him. He's no racehorse. Can't eat him. What's the point?
I don't see the point of a farm without a horse. Gotta have a horse.
Wheel of Time. Reading's a leisurely activity, Lucidius. Playing Yakuzas.
Really?
A job.
Spindly legs and bloated bellies and those weird teeth. Sleep standing up. Who sleeps standing up? Something wrong with that. Aren't you going to say something?
Yeah, I've always wanted to finish the Wheel of Time series. So, with the adaptation coming out on Amazon, I was like, well, now's the best time to do it.
One day, maybe this fella will understand. There
I
you
do.
go.
DVD don't require me to think.
There you go.
I'm really just hanging out in DVD.
I keep apples here because he likes them. Likes the salt lick, too. Want to feed him one?
Nah, I'm good.
Suit yourself. All righty, here you go, boy. No,
Yeah.
no, I gotta get going. Why don't you walk on out to pasture, rest a spell?
Horses give me the willies.
Can't see why.
Yeah, like I play DVD like I play MMOs. Like I'm really there to hang out and chat. DVD's just like the backdrop of it. You did get the season passes for the devs. Well, yeah. I mean, I buy the DLCs. I feel like I've given them plenty of money. Here? Yeah. The goat. I'm at a point financially where I could do such a thing. It's nothing big, but it's
back
something.
home they
Yeah.
call you the pig farmer.
That description is apt.
And yet, you also have goats.
I do also have goats.
This
And
is
a
Stardew
horse.
Valley.
And I had a dog. Tried
Sir.
cows once. Bill raised a newt or something, but well, it died.
Well, most people have, I don't know, chickens and cows. You got goats.
Is that judgment I hear?
No judgment, no. Just wondering, why goats?
Goat milk.
There can't be much profit in that.
Well, there's enough. Besides, I had you.
Have. You still have.
As I've said, I'm no longer interested in that particular revenue stream.
Goats don't have to mow.
We're the ones.
Their eyes freak me out.
And you don't want us severing ties.
I believe I made myself clear.
You know, I feel like we've had this conversation a couple of times now, and you still don't seem to get that I'm done with this line is just going to look really silly at the end of the day.
You were asking me about goats.
Yeah, goats.
I like them. They like to play. They'll eat just about anything. The milk's an acquired taste, but I've always liked the cheese. Meat's good with the right curry.
Curry.
A friend taught me that a while back.
So, you like the utility?
I like them because they're playful. Want to get started?
Started?
Milking.
Okay. What do we do? How do we milk? Can I pick up a pail? How do you milk the goats? I don't know how to milk the goats. Hey, it won't let me move away. This is weird. It has to be here, right? How do I milk these goats? I don't know how. Did it glitch? Make sure the goat has more than one udder. Pro tip. Thanks. Thanks, Mr. Braxton. Hope someday I own some lamb, goats, and emus. Yeah, I am not a farm person. I'm gonna goat someday too, and chickens. I'll start with chickens though. It seems a little easier. I mean, you can milk it. You won't get much. Did you ever see that movie Kingpin? I forget who was in it, but he was basically like, yeah, you know, I was milking this cow for like an hour, and it took forever, but like it all came out at once. And they're like, we don't have any cows. We do have a bull. As he's drinking out of the pail. Yeah, that was a great movie. What the heck? Hold on. What are the bindings? Interact, pick up, throw, crouch. I don't know how I'm supposed to milk this goat. Yeah, like won't let me. Did it glitch? I feel like it glitched. Yeah. Because I cannot move forward. Yeah, this is weird. Do I need to look up a guide to milk this goat? Milking's easy. I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? This has to be where I need to go. Yeah, I can't. It won't let me move. Hold on a second. Adios game. Milking goats. Why is this not working? Yeah, I don't know why this is not working. He's supposed to follow. Oh, so it did glitch. No. Oh, yeah. So I somehow broke him. Well, that sucks. Yeah, he is most certainly not following me into the barn. Restart scene? At least I can do this. There we go. Alright, let's do this.
Back home, they call you the pig farmer.
That description is apt.
And yet, you also have goats.
I do also have goats. And a horse. And I had a dog. Tried cows once.
Yeah, that's
Bill
true.
raised a newt or something, but well, it died.
Well, most people have, I don't know, chickens and cows. You got goats.
Is that judgment I hear?
No judgment, no. Just wondering, why goats?
Goat milk.
There's a way to skip past the dialogue because we've already heard this, right? Skip X.
Oh, there's enough.
Have.
As a, I believe
You know,
you.
so, oh, hey.
Well, here's your chance.
Here we go.
My goats are smart. They know what's up, so they'll just walk up. Here they are. Come on. Now they'll just take their positions here like they should. Got feed all ready for them. Just you take a seat there.
Not very comfortable.
Suppose not. Yeah. Now that we're seated, all you got to do is grab the teat with your thumb and forefinger.
And pull?
No, don't pull. Just sort of rhythmically squeeze with the rest of your fingers. Gently pushing the milk out.
Like this?
Just
I'm
like that,
learning
yeah.
all sorts of
All
things.
you got to do is do that till the goat's out of milk.
Huh. This is kind of nice.
I found it relaxing.
Well, I think I could get used to this.
Why don't you?
Say what?
Why not get used to this?
What, and come work with you?
Sure.
Yeah, some folks might take issue with that.
Well, can't make everybody happy. Better than ending up shot.
Shoot him? What?
Hey,
Oh.
oh, gun down. Life over just like that.
I usually get to shoot back.
Well, we all wind up dead in the end, don't we?
I thought we were seriously going to
live as
execute
long
him
as
in the goat
What
shack.
good is that?
Living?
What good is living if you ain't happy?
Who says I'm not happy?
I'm not.
You could be.
I don't think I could. Well, that does it for the goats.
Still, thinking about what I've been saying?
I haven't stopped.
Changed your mind?
No. No, I have not.
Hey, achievement unlocked. Alright, let's move some poop. Hey, Lucidius.
What's the wheelbarrow for?
All
All in what?
Shit.
Shit.
And
Shit.
what are we supposed to do with this crap?
We are going to fertilize. Well, not now. It's October, but we're going to
Thank
put
you.
it in a
Thank you for
nice
the sub,
big
Lucidius.
pile where it belongs.
We?
Well, you did say you wanted to
Big
help.
Big fan of
Yeah,
shoveling manure.
Yes, I did.
The hell? Pick up that shovel over there.
This is a
Shovel
pro
it in,
manure
wheel it
channel.
out, dump it, and we're good.
And you do this every day.
Mm-hmm. Most every day.
And you want to keep doing this every day.
It's my routine.
Shoveling shit.
Someone's got to do it.
Shoveled my share.
That
I have not.
that isn't the first time you've told me that.
I don't think I've ever actually been on a farm. Besides, like, a petting zoo, maybe.
I remember.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know,
I am
did some
definitely a city
digging
boy.
on you, personally, not the shit kind. Know what I found?
I reckon you'll tell me.
You went back. What happened that day in the valley?
You saw the report. I'm not going to talk about it.
Come on.
No.
Suit yourself. But you got a medal. You didn't have to go back. Had a wife and kid here. In a time where most of us were trying to figure out how to stay home. You went back.
You going somewhere with this?
Think it'd be fun if you told me why? While we're shoveling shit?
I was recon. You know that, I reckon. Was in the hospital, staring at the ceiling. Magazines next to me on the bed. And I had this, moment. A moment of clarity.
Revelation.
Uh-huh. And the revelation was this. Them protesters weren't doing a damn thing. The hippies and the bands weren't changing anything. You know who was?
The Vietnamese? The Russians?
The news. You hit someone hard enough day in, day out with the realities of war, pretty soon they'll tire of it. Vietnam, that was our first time that close to war. So, I figured,
You figured.
you ain't the only one of us who's killed people.
Why do you think I offered you that job back in '74?
Turned it down for the same
God damn, he's like
reason I
right
went
up on my
back.
ass.
They
Get
were
back
telling
up,
us our
buddy.
patriotic duty was to
I'm
go
gonna
and
breathe
fight
my own
for our
air.
country. Well, that's what I did.
You weren't recon when you went back, though.
Went back with a camera. Talked them into letting me help with the press, keeping them safe and all that. So I did. And I took pictures. Took all the pictures I could. I fought in a different way.
Did you win?
We pulled out a Nam, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. And now you're here. Great big war hero. Shuffling shit.
Yeah. Shoveling shit.
My grandparents were farmers. They raised pigs. I mean, it sounds like a lot of fun. I imagine if I was a kid on a farm, I would love it.
You know what this is?
Tree?
Yeah, it's a big ass
Never
playground.
seen a tree like it.
Yeah.
A tree's a tree.
Remember all them roasted chestnuts at Christmas?
Oh, sure. I mean, I kind of figured. Been by often enough to see the chestnuts myself. Why? Is it special to you?
This is an American chestnut tree.
No. Hey, Saul. He's telling us about his American chestnut tree.
This guy's gonna kill us?
Thought they all died.
What?
You remembered.
Pays to remember things.
Like the American chestnut.
I'm a little lost here.
Oh, a couple weeks back, Saul came by, said you couldn't make it. Business as usual. Saw I had a bucket of chestnuts, asked if pigs could eat them, so we got to talking, and I told him about chestnuts.
Uh-huh. And what did you learn?
Pork tastes better with chestnuts. And most American chestnuts had died off.
It's true. Long before you or I was born, the American chestnut was prized for the quality of its wood.
Jimmy'd like that.
Oh, that he would. But this tree, there ain't many like it left. American chestnuts almost all died out because of the Asian fungus around 1900 or so. The chestnut blight.
Is that true?
What?
That a thing?
Like a couple 100,000 trees?
Oh, billions. 4 billion trees. Snuffed out practically overnight. Well, lumberjacks suddenly out of work in places like West Virginia. Those economies never recovered.
I thought West Virginia was coal country.
Logging, too, before it all died off. Now there's trees like the General here making nuts year-round. And I feed them to the Reds, and they grow nice and fat and tasty.
Seems lonely.
It is lonely. Heartbreakingly lonely. To know everyone else you ever loved has passed on. So, I look after him, and he looks after me, and I don't know. Sadie and I, we talked about being buried here.
This guy's voice is very soothing.
Brody's grave was enough for me.
I feel like he's a famous actor. Has to be.
I don't know. I thought about having him moved. I don't know.
You've got plenty of years left in you yet. So, what's the moral of the story? With the trees, I mean.
Be wary of outsiders.
Heck no. There are trees out there that are blight resistant. Maybe even the General here, but I'm too afraid to find out. With enough time and horticultural understanding, we could have done something.
Preserved all these trees?
Maybe we could have. They are magnificent. It's just a... I don't know. I wasn't
Meatballs are
trying to
done.
teach you a lesson or anything.
I love
You
gravy.
did make a point of it.
I did do that.
I would eat just straight up gravy and rice.
It's a part of me is all. And God willing to live for 100 more years. I don't know. I see myself as a custodian of sorts. And one day
Saul, go ahead and wait for me at the van. Hey. Hey. Look at me. You're thinking about dying. Thinking you can pass this responsibility off to someone else. You don't have to do this. Give the tree another decade of your time.
well, the time of my demise aside, someone ought to know about the tree.
Jimmy'd love to know about this.
Oh, Jimmy would cut it down.
He would.
Please. Don't tell him.
Hey, I'm good at keeping secrets, but Jimmy's Jimmy.
Please. Let me rest here. And if there's a way to... Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Hey, you got more to show me, right?
Oh? The way.
The garage, huh?
No tour would be complete without the garage.
I have to ask, why a sports truck?
I think they're called coupe utility, but, I mean, why not a sports car?
Yeah.
Like an El Camino, right?
I always figured you'd have a midlife crisis like the rest of us. Sports car, motorcycle, an affair, something like that.
Couldn't really say why I love these so much. Saw mine one day, fell in love.
With that,
I had to bring her home with me.
I'll admit, it has a charm to it.
But she won't run.
He's very old school.
Well, pop the hood. Let's take a look.
You're serious?
Sure. Already had my midlife crisis.
Motorcycle?
Sports car.
The Ford Maverick?
And these puppies,
The
they're
the truck?
similar enough. Some of them
It has a
use the
hybrid
same
engine?
We can figure this out.
All right.
Now, let's see here.
That's the one. Yeah, I want it.
Can you get me that drop light?
I always wanted a truck, but I hated the gas mileage.
We're-
Now that they have a hybrid truck, hell yes. Attach the drop light. I am trying to attach the drop light. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yep, sure thing.
Thank you.
Saul's a good kid.
What's that?
Saul was a good kid. I like him. It was nice him
With the
coming
towing package of hybrid
Yeah.
engines and no go.
That's
Right,
good to
right.
hear. Never met anyone
Towing
with
light
so much
things,
promise
yeah.
back. Never?
in my entire life. Saul's dad was a good man. Didn't think his kid had it. As a boy, he was too soft. But then he got older, graduated college, really came into his own. Eager, more capable than he knows.
Great listener.
Can you believe we were his age once?
Hard to admit.
When I was young, I thought I knew everything.
Yeah?
69 El Camino.
Today, I learned from you and him about chestnuts.
Well, learn something new every day, I suppose. You check the spark plugs?
Give me a second. What about your boy?
Bill? Oh, he's fine, I guess.
You guess. Hey, how old is he again?
Born in 60, so, 32 as of September.
32, he's young.
Roy would have been about his age.
Yeah?
Wow. What's this about you and Bill?
Oh, he don't want to talk to me no more.
What? Bill? Tow-headed little guy, always friendly and outgoing? That Bill?
It's about Sadie.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, mind if I ask you a completely unrelated question?
Hmm?
What's with the airplanes at your neighbor's place?
Oh, Chuck's farm.
Chuck? Huh. Yeah, what's with all the planes? There's no runway around here.
You know how farmers are. Hey, have you checked the air filter?
Yeah. And yeah, I know how you are. You got plenty of junk too, but I've never seen anyone else with, what are they, World War II bombers or something?
I think he has a B-36.
69,
Okay.
same paint job.
You
Nice.
got no idea what a B-36 is, have you?
Have the foggiest.
Well, a B-36 is a big old bomber made out of magnesium. Biggest America ever had. Took 2 train tankers to fill one up. And you could fly from Monday to Thursday without refueling.
So why does Chuck have one in his backyard, plus all the others?
Asked him about that once.
Okay, wire's loose here.
Where?
Right there. So, what'd he say?
Oh, dead navigator came to him in a dream.
What?
Dead navigator from the Korean War came to him in a dream, said the planes were in danger of being lost, and it was up to Chuck to save them.
So, Chuck's crazy.
Well, eccentric maybe, but, yeah. Do you believe in ghosts?
If I did, I'd have a different job. Why, do you?
I figure we all move on in some way. Energy is neither created nor lost and all that.
So you're saying a dead navigator came to a farmer in the middle of nowhere, no offense, and told him that it was his job to preserve airplanes?
Yep.
So now there's a bunch of planes on a crazy coot's farm.
And he keeps them safe. Can you think of a better place for him to be?
Well, want to try running it?
Sure.
All right.
Let's do it.
One more time.
Looks
Hey.
like it'll be a few more years yet.
He's trying to make me stay.
Yeah. Remember Slick?
Sure.
He always wanted one of these.
Where is he now?
Fighting Saddam. Jimmy tried to find out. Classified, I heard.
Good kid.
Angry.
Well, maybe when he gets back.
Thinking of giving him the car is what? Thanks for his service?
I never wanted to be thanked for mine, but that boy's seen more hurt than any of us. Deserves better than that old Pinto of his.
Yeah. Well, where to next?
Okay. It is a little past 7. I think we're gonna call it here. Ooh, shotgun. Can I shoot him? No, we won't try it. We'll save it for next time. Yeah, so we're gonna finish this on Wednesday. I think it's got like another 30 minutes. And then we'll I think we'll play Flight of the Amazon Queen. Yeah, I think we'll finish up with that. And then I think we're out of out of indie games to play. So we'll probably do something retro. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed River City Girls. I'm definitely going to get the sequel at some point. And yeah, we'll finish Adios on Wednesday and start with Flight of the Amazon Queen. I'll have to read up on the dead end that you were mentioning, Lucidius, because I don't like restarting games like that. Is anybody on? Nick streams really late nowadays, doesn't he? I think he's usually on at like 9 now. Creature's on. Creature raid. He's playing Ukulele, which is by Rare, I believe. Maybe. Perhaps. Alright, everyone. Have a good night. I'll see you hopefully on Wednesday. See ya.